I should have put in 5 minutes. We will be watching Wendy stuff pizza down her throat. Wendy, how is it?
How's the pizza?
Really good.
We
On
can
a
see.
scale of 1 to 10 with decimals.
That's not a scale. That's
Pizza is not a
plate of
decimal.
pizza.
It's not a score. That's just pizza.
Mayonnaise is not an instrument.
On a scale of pizza to pizza, how good is that?
It is like really good. For being cheap pizza, it's really good.
Cheap pizza is good, man. Look, there's
Pizza's pizza. We don't discriminate here.
Exactly. There are rules that are like pizza. I've heard this saying: pizza is like sex. Even when it's bad, it's good.
That.
Yeah, no.
I've never had somebody run away crying after eating pizza with me, but okay. Sorry.
Stranger danger. Stranger danger.
Wendy dying on her pizza is funnier than the actual joke.
Oh fuck, that's
all
funny.
right.
All right, cheers, fuckers. We got 12 people in here.
All right, what's up?
So if you guys don't know about 805, it is probably the most amazing, delicious beer ever in the world.
What is it?
That's a bold claim.
It's made on the Central Coast, which is my favorite vacation place. But if you don't know about 805, it's supposed to be served properly chilled, which every beer should be. But if you get a freshly picked orange from your backyard, which I have orange tree in my backyard, and you squeeze,
well, aren't we fancy?
Yeah. Well, if you squeeze some delicious orange stuff in here, it tastes so much better.
You know what we grow in our backyard?
What?
Carrots.
Interesting.
We got 19 people in here.
I'm looking forward to this. All right, we're supposed to go live in like start the debate in like 2 minutes. So I'm gonna give. No, I'll wait for that until we actually go live. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Wendy is. It's the gentleman on the left in a blue shirt and a baseball cap. Noah is stuffing pizza into his face, and I draw charts. What's up?
Hi.
Hey,
everybody.
Also known as David. Hello.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Wendy's eaten a large pizza in the last 12 minutes.
And she has 2 more to go.
I actually eat when I order pizza. I normally eat half of it. Always.
I do the same thing. I'll get like a large and eat half, and then the next half is for lunch the next day.
I'll smack a whole large right now.
Yeah, but when I was pregnant, though, on the other hand, I would eat a whole pizza.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good.
Let's see.
Those were good times.
How's the Twitter engagements? I'm still not convinced I know how to use these metric things.
What the thing, the impression?
That thing?
I'm just seeing if people. I should probably make sure I actually retweeted that. I don't remember if I did or not. Yes, it did. Okay.
I retweeted it as well, and I put gonna.
Cool. All right. Well, it is 8 o'clock, folks, so I think it's about time to get started. Okay, so again, in case you just jumped in like the past 12 seconds.
I'm Wendy.
Yep, he's Wendy. Noah is in a white fit girl t-shirt.
Wendy.
And I draw charts, or David. So we're going to be having a live debate here, and I've created a list of questions or topics for the two of them to discuss and debate. They don't know what it is, so they have no idea what the topics are, what they're going to be talking about. The way this is going to work is we're going to let ladies go first. Wendy is going to start us off. She's gonna take the first 3-minute segment. Noah will have a 3-minute segment to respond. Then Wendy gets a 3-minute segment. Then Noah does, and we'll do this each time per topic. I have 6 topics, I believe. I can't count. Give me a second.
And Noah can't interrupt either.
Correct. Points will be deducted for interruptions and other rude behaviors, such as
all right. Well, I'm out
on the floor. Wendy wins de facto. All right, so I just want to make sure. Yes, I have 6 topics, and some of these are crypto related, and I think they're pretty good questions. I think it could be kind of fun to hear what you guys think about these, and some of them are just we're just gonna sit back and watch the madness happen. So
Amendment. If there's 6 topics and there's 2 3-minute blocks each, that's 72 minutes. So that's an hour and 12 minutes. Could we make it 3 minutes for your original and then a minute for your response?
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's a good goal.
Because Wendy will get through like 8 large pizzas.
That
is true.
Let me pull up my timer here. So Wendy, are you ready?
I'm ready. I was born ready, to be honest with you.
Okay. How did I know you were going to say that? All right. So I asked if you were done with your pizza, and then you shove another bite. What is this? All right. So the first question, and this is just going to be kind of like a practice round, a little warm up. So both of you, I have on good authority, believe, it pains me to say it, that pineapple belongs on pizza. Yeah. And I'm going to need you guys to defend that viewpoint with your best arguments. You have 3 minutes. Begin.
Okay. Well, I'm actually eating pineapple pizza right now. If you guys can see, I ordered a whole pizza, and I probably eat the whole thing and not share any with my husband because I'm like that. I'm just kidding. I always share with him. But the reason why pineapple does belong on pizza is it's very sweet. And the sauce, the marinara sauce or whatever you put on your pizza, it's very like, it's got like a tang to it. And just the combination of the pineapple, the sweetness, and the red sauce tastes really good. And along with the olives, it makes it taste even better. So I do think
you don't have to fill the full 3 minutes if you don't want to. You can just
I just think it tastes really good. Like it tastes really, really good. Like I will put pineapples on ham. Like obviously Thanksgiving, you put them on your ham when you bake your Thanksgiving ham. And
I'm gonna put this pineapple here on the ham. I'm gonna put this pineapple.
Interruptions. Nope. I'm gonna have to ask the contestant in the blue to silence himself.
So, but yeah, pineapple does belong on pizza because we're all different, just like everybody, like just we're all different, and we all have different tastes and whatnot. So we should honor all those tastes. And what I have to say about, I think that's it.
All right, Wendy, you used 1 minute and 20 seconds of your time. Wow. All right, Noah, as soon as I can reset my timer, you get 3 minutes.
All right.
Begin.
So here's the thing. First point. There are people out here eating ass, okay? And you can't put pineapple on a pizza? First off, that's messed up. There are only some forbidden fruit or foods in this world. Number 1, cottage cheese. Number 2, blue cheese. Number 3, raw onions. And number 4, any kind of olives, okay? Everything else is fair game if mixed in perfectly. So she's saying she puts red sauce on her pizza and pineapple is good with red sauce. You got it all ass backwards. Sure, red sauce and pineapple, that's fine. But you got to do the barbecue sauce because most pizza places will let you order a barbecue sauce and get it with ham and bacon and pineapples. Now, you get a nice savory sweetness there. And so the ham and the bacon are your savory, and the barbecue sauce will give you a little tangy, a little sweet, and the pineapples top it off with the sweetness, and it is absolutely delicious. And so I don't go to pineapple on my pizza mostly, but if somebody orders pineapple on their pizza, yeah, I'll have a slice. So it's good. It's not going to change your life, but is first off, is pizza good? Yes. Is pineapple good? Yes. Okay, we have a starting area that we can meet in the middle on. Okay, so that's where I come from.
All right, and you used almost exactly 1.5 minutes. Wendy, you, as of now, have 1 minute to make your. Actually, this isn't even an argument, so we're just going to skip the extra 1 minute for both of you. I think you made your points.
To say though.
Okay.
So as far as he said, like black olives do belong on pizza because they are absolutely delicious. Black olives, especially when you're a little kid, you get the olives, you put them on your fingers and you eat them off. They're absolutely delicious. Another thing he said I disagree with is raw onions are actually really good with pico de gallo.
Okay. I can see that. Noah, do you have anything to add?
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Certain aspects, raw onions. I mean, as a whole, a domination station of raw onions is completely and utterly unacceptable. Whereas you can put some diced raw onions.
Can you clarify for us what a domination station of raw onions would look like?
Yeah, it's a high concentration of the taste, going into your mouth of being raw onions. So, yeah, I'll get people will get Big Macs with diced onions on them. That's fine. I mean, like little diced onions and shit like that, that's fine. But when you start talking about like people that put, even if the red onions on the cheeseburger and they cut a slice.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to ask you. I'm gonna have to ask you to stop. All right, so that was round one, and this is just a warm up. This was just they both believe in pineapple on pizza. A bunch of freaking heretics. I don't even know what to say to that, but I have to say, I feel that in this round, Noah made he had some a solid list of points. He had a structure to his debate going on. I'm gonna have to give this round to Noah. So, that is currently 1-0 Noah Wendy. All right.
Yes.
All right, we took your point away for that.
No.
Our second. All right, so our next topic, Noah, you're going to lead us off on this one since Wendy started the last one. You're going to have 3 minutes, and this is actually a legit crypto question. So now we're getting into the meat and potatoes and pineapple, I guess, since you guys are into that. Whatever. All right, so Noah, I want you to answer this question for me. Is or did in the past BitMEX kill Bitcoin? Is that the reason for the decline? Is it an issue? Begin.
No, because on the entire way up, basically, Bitcoin or BitMEX was around. I mean, not the entire way, but it goes back to much of the bull run, the chart history and everything. I mean, it really doesn't matter. If you look at the regular stock market, we're in the middle of the biggest bull run in history. There are a million options exchanges, high leverage exchanges, shit like that. And they're still rising new all-time highs. Now, when you look at BitMEX, I mean, if I go to the chart, which I can just look on my end real quick and see what the chart history goes back to. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, this shit started early January of 2017, January 1st, 2017, when Bitcoin was at $1,001 or $1,000, and then it rose to $2,000. So no, it didn't kill. It didn't kill Bitcoin. What happened was Bitcoin had a blow off top. It had a normal market cycle, went through euphoria and then despair. It's trying to bottom right now. There's a debate of whether it has or whether it hasn't. But it's just gone through a normal market cycle, and that's all it is. And then Bitcoin or BitMEX is one of the sources for liquidity on the buy side and the sell side for a normal. I mean, maybe not. You wouldn't call it an efficient market, but it's just a normal market. And so no, BitMEX doesn't have. If it wasn't BitMEX, you had Bitfinex before that, which offers up to 3.3x leverage. So no, I mean, I can't. I will say that it's not responsible for the decline of Bitcoin. Okay.
All right, and as soon as I can reset my timer, Wendy, you have 3 minutes for your point of view. Something I've heard a couple times that I've never really heard anybody address solidly. So I wanted to see what your guys' opinions were on that. I thought it would be a good topic for discussion. So, Wendy, do you think that BitMEX had a negative impact on Bitcoin?
I actually don't think it's had a negative impact. I think that exchanges like BitMEX are important because it brings different types of traders in the market. I think that I agree with a lot that Noah said, is that it's part where we are in the bear market. It's part of a regular market cycle. Like everybody thinks that price is going to continue to go up and up and up and not go down. But just like gravity and just like other aspects of life, price goes down. Like anything that goes up must come down. And I think that's where we're at. We're in a bear market. It's a normal cycle. We needed to correct, and which is what we're doing now. But as far as BitMEX being like keeping the price down, I don't think that's why. I think that there is a lot of liquidity and volume on BitMEX, but at the end of the day, a lot of the deals that are going down that we don't see in the charts are OTC deals. And I think stuff like that has a lot to do with where price is now, as well as a lot of people exiting the market because, you know, they lost a lot of money and we're in this bear market, and a lot of people are not built as traders. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet, and that's what I'm going to say.
All right, had to unmute myself there. Noah, did you have anything else to add?
No, I mean to assume that BitMEX is negative for the Bitcoin price would be to completely ignore the rise from 1,000 to 200 or to 20,000, because that's to say that it was negative then, and the price would be like what 100,000. Like that's ridiculous. So yeah, it's just a normal market in my opinion. So.
Alrighty, and Wendy, did you have anything else to add?
Nope, I think that covers it. I think what he said was really good, and I think what I said was really good.
All right. That one, man, that's a hard one to moderate. I'm gonna come back to it. I think you both argued points well and succinctly. It's a big word I'm proud of using.
Can you spell it though?
No, I can't spell or read. I was homeschooled. What are you talking about? But yeah. Notice how they're all shifting in their seats uncomfortably now.
Oh, he's one of them.
Yeah. Oh, he's one of those guys who can't get out.
I actually was I was homeschooled the last 2 years of high school, and that was because I was working and going to college. And I think homeschooling in some situations is it's more beneficial to the child, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I turned out well. Okay, maybe a bad example. So honestly, I think you both kind of touched a lot on the same points. That it's just the normal ebb and flow of market cycles. I think I'm just going to interject a little bit here. That the widespread ability to short the market, both on BitMEX and on other exchanges, does probably, I think, speed it up maybe a little bit, but I agree with you, that it's probably just a natural ebb and flow and cycle, like what you'd see in any other emerging market, which is what the cryptocurrency market is. It's an emerging market, and you see these kind of rapid falls and declines. Excuse me, on a regular basis. So I'm going to go ahead and chalk that one up to a wash. You guys each get a point there. So
2-1 Noah.
Current score 2-1 Noah. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So that was question 2 of our 6-question debate. Now this one I'm really curious to what you guys think. So, and this one might actually touch a few nerves from the viewers. I don't know. We'll see. So the next question, and Wendy, you're going to start us off with this one. You got 3 minutes. Is whether or not Elliott waves are a legitimate trading tool.
Oh God. Okay.
Have fun.
Okay. So I don't use Elliott waves. And the reason why I don't use them is because when I trade, I use stochastic RSI, regular RSI, and Bollinger Bands, and I use a lot of support and resistances, and those seem to work for me very, very well. But just like all technical analysis is not a guarantee as to what the market's going to do or where prices to go. It's basically like a guide that we use. As far as Elliott waves goes, I don't know enough about it to say no, they're good or they're bad or whatnot. But I do know that they do work for some people, and if they are math based and they are able to calculate certain things and kind of give you direction as to where price is going to go, and you use them and they work for you and you can justify why they work, then that's fine. And I think that it is a suitable tool for technical analysis if you can justify that. But as far as going into the details behind them, I don't know too much about them, so I can't, and I don't use them, so I can't really comment too much on that.
Okay. You still have 2 minutes. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay. And timer reset.
Can
And
you ask the
Noah.
question again?
Yeah. So the answer is: do you? Let me read it verbatim. Do you believe Elliott waves are a legitimate trading tool? I'm gonna go ahead and start the clock.
No. God, no. God, only plebs use Elliott waves. Here's the thing about Elliott waves, okay? They're saying that there's going to be 5 impulsive waves up. 3 of those are going to be up. 2 of them are going to be down, right? And then there's going to be a corrective ABC after that. And then you're going to have subwaves. And that's fucking ridiculous.
Like
yeah, Subway, eat fresh, baby. That's ridiculous, okay? It's absolutely ridiculous because the market moves as it pleases, okay? And the biggest thing about Elliott waves, sure, maybe there's a couple people that could use some of the principles in them because I use a couple of principles in Elliott waves. But as a whole, it's so arbitrary. It's ridiculously arbitrary. I haven't seen somebody use Elliott waves ever that I haven't looked at them and said, oh, why'd you put that wave right there and you didn't put that wave right there? You know what I'm saying? So the stuff of Elliott, the things with Elliott waves that I do use, okay, the corrective ABC, right? So they typically come after five waves up, right? And then there's a corrective ABC, and then it finds support. All that is a lower high, guys. It's either a micro or a macro bull trap, depending on what you're trading. It's just a lower high, okay? And chances are you're going to catch that. You're going to notice that lower high. There'll probably be a div built somewhere in there, a bear div on declining volume, and then you're going to be able to catch it at a 0.5 or a 618 on back with Fibonacci, right? So look, you can either use Elliott waves, which are completely arbitrary, or you can use Fibonacci, which is mathematical and scientific, and try to catch actual pullbacks at key levels. And as Wendy said, use support and resistance flips, stuff like that, moving averages. You can use actual tools, or you can just be arbitrary as hell and hope that you're drawing this right here or drawing this right there. And another thing with Elliott waves is that you'll notice that not a lot of new traders come into the market to use Elliott waves. And the reason why is because it gives them something they can visually see on the chart, and they can visually paint out on the chart where they think that it's going. And it gives them kind of a B, C, D, E kind of linear step of something they don't understand. So it helps them feel like they understand it more, when really, in my opinion, all it does is handicap them, because they don't actually trade the energy of the chart. They're sitting there trying to win at something that doesn't really have an end game, really. So no, it's an absolutely horrific thing to use. There's a couple principles in Elliott waves that I think that can be applied if you look at them the right way. But let's just say that if it is a solid tool, it is at the very ass of the line in front of other tools that you can use in conjunction to find the right way to trade a chart.
That is the time. All right. I'm going to interject here a little bit and then give you each the 1 minute. Wendy, I'm going to help you out a little bit and kind of prompt the next minute of discussion. So the basics of Elliott wave theory is, you have the impulsive and the corrective waves, and it's based upon Fibonacci levels primarily. So so I'm going to redirect the question a little bit. This wasn't planned. I'm going to give you guys each a minute to answer this one. Do you guys believe that you could achieve the same result with pure Fibonacci levels as you could using just the Elliott wave? Say that's the only indicator you get, just the Fibonacci levels.
So you're talking about Elliott wave in conjunction with Fibonacci.
Correct, because it's a very large part of Elliott wave theory is the Fibonacci levels. So that's where they determine the beginning and ending points of their impulsive and corrective waves. Do you believe you could reach the same result without using the ABCD or ABC waves and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves using just the Fibonacci tool? And timer start 1 minute.
Okay, so if you're just using a Fibonacci tool, Fibonacci is extremely it's extremely accurate because it also uses nature, and all these levels are already predetermined and they work extremely well. Like if you legit draw a Fibonacci on a chart without doing anything else, you'll see exactly where all the major support and resistance levels are. So if Elliott wave is using Fibonacci principles, then I think it is a valid TA tool. Also too, just because something doesn't work for Noah or something doesn't work for you or work for me, why can't it work for somebody else? If somebody's able to utilize it and they're able to master it, then it's valid for that person. We all trade using different techniques and skills. And if it's working for one person and if it's math based and it's using Fibonacci principles, then it should be valid.
Okay. I like that answer. Noah? Begin.
So I don't know how you redirected that question, really. I mean, no, I can use fibs way better, because if you look at the principles of the 5 waves at the top, it's the down waves of that cannot eclipse the previous waves high, right? And all that is a support resistance flip, okay? And you're wanting support or resistance to now turn to support. That's like a normal trading methodology. And then it does it again, and then it does it again, and then it gives you a lower high, and there's probably a div there. And there's all sorts. When you learn about Fibonacci clusters, and you learn about points of confluence using Fibonacci, the whole Elliott wave thing doesn't even make sense to use anymore. It does not make sense to use anymore when you're using support and resistances and like Fibonacci clusters. It just doesn't make any sense, because show me a market that is predictable using Elliott waves. I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody coming out and making predictions based on Elliott waves that consistently that come to fruition. I really don't. So where are you going to project price to go to using Fibonacci, not Elliott waves?
That is time. All right. So I think you both had some good points. The primary basis of Elliott wave theory being that the market moves in impulsive and corrective waves, and they use Fibonacci levels to determine basically the targets, right? I think Noah brings up an interesting point that the market can be interpreted the same way by a lot of different tools, right? That was kind of something you kind of touched on briefly. That it can be a support resistance flip, it can be an ABC wave, corrective wave, which I've also seen called a mechanical trade. By one of my buddies on Twitter. Regardless of what you want to call these things, they're all very, very common occurrences in any chart that you can use to trade repetitively. I think Wendy makes a very good point that just that a lot of the times different trading systems, we all kind of see the same thing, even if we use different methods to arrive at that conclusion. Like you see a bear div on the RSI. But I see that we just ran into an order block, right? Well, the same result is that we both believe we're going to go down. Now, we both might be wrong, or we both might be right, but we arrived at the same result. So I think Wendy brings up a very good point that if you find something that works for you, then most likely there is a basis for it in the chart, as long as you can prove that it's giving you a statistical edge over the market, and that you should stick with it. But no, I also very much see that your point in that you're saying that it becomes. I think what you're getting at is that it becomes much less confusing if you just use the tool. That the actual wave drawing is not important, or at least not to the degree that most Elliott wave traders believe it is.
Yeah.
Judging by merit of well-presented arguments. Again, this is a tough one. I've never had to do this before. I'm gonna have to give this one to Noah again. Wendy, got to step up your game. But I think he presented his points in a very clear, precise manner, and made a good point. Again, awarding this is supposed to be a debate. This is all sorts of messed up.
Well, somebody in Justin Cox said Phil and Eric when I said that there's nobody out there winning on Elliott waves. Phil Alcone and
Cho.
Eric Cho are making $14 trades. Okay, and so no, I'm not taking that as an argument.
No, but if it's working for somebody, then it's okay. I think it's fine. If they can justify it, it's fine. You can use whatever you want.
Sure, but it doesn't work for anybody.
But if it's working for them, but maybe there's people that are using them that aren't on Twitter posting their calls or posting their charts.
I will say I do know a few people that use Elliott wave theory. I know a lot of people that try to use Elliott wave theory, and very, very few people that actually use it correctly. But the people that do use it correctly,
there's few people that can use it correctly. But you better be a trader for like 10 years because you need to have discretion with it. And I think that I honestly think that Elliott waves, when it comes to newbies, it handicaps them very badly from learning energy in a market, and it kind of tells them where they think the market should go.
But also at the same time too, it's like if it works for them, and if you're really new and you kind of do need a handicap, because when I first started, I needed like a kind of a handicap and kind of guidance. If it's going to work for them, and then like when I first started, I started using Ichimoku Cloud, and then I was like, oh, this is not really working for me. So then I went to Bollinger Bands, and then I started incorporating other things that helped. But it's like if it's working for somebody, it's helping them. You're always able to switch your style up.
For sure. But you say Ichimoku Cloud and Bollinger Bands, and those are two differentiated moving average strategies.
Yes.
So whereas we're talking about Elliott waves, which is this is going to go up a wave and it's going to come back down here, and it's going to come back down here. This is the second wave. No, that's just a support and resistance flip. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about Bollinger Bands and Ichimoku Cloud, and those are just moving average strategies, really. And so that makes sense that
But also with the Bollinger Band too, that if it's going to go up and it's going to pinch the top of the cloud, it's probably going to go back down and bounce off the MA. And if the MA doesn't hold, it's going back down to the bottom of the cloud. Once it gets to the bottom of the cloud and it starts pinching the bottom of the cloud, it's going to do the same thing and it's going to pop back up to the MA. If MA doesn't hold, if MA rejects it, then it's going to go back down and it's going to keep doing it. Just like, I mean, like I said, I'm not really familiar with the Elliott wave, but it's the same kind of thing. It plays on like when I use the Bollinger Bands, I use those 3 MAs as support and resistance.
Yeah. Use the Bollinger Bands, and like, the Bollinger Bands are, you want to talk about for newbies, something that can handicap and help them like in a good way and cut a lot of the noise out and help them see something that is like red light, green light. That's what I think they should be using. And look, there's a lot of people who aren't newbies who use Bollinger Bands and use them great. I'm not saying it's a newbie strategy, but in terms, like, it gives you some very clear boundaries of how you can trade.
Right.
And the Elliott wave doesn't do. It just doesn't. There is no Elliott wave without Fibonacci. Anybody who's using good Elliott waves are using Fibonacci with it and using trend-based fibs and stuff like that with it. So I think we agree kind of, but yeah.
We do and we don't, but I don't know. If somebody wants to use it and it works for them, I'm all about it.
Amen to that.
But I always pull a fib up and I always check to make sure that, you know, my support and resistance lines kind of match up to it, because fib is it's like ridiculous accurate.
Oh my God, it's cheat code. It's such a cheat code.
Yeah, it is, but it's beautiful. And that's why we have these tools, is to kind of guide us as to where we're going. So.
All right, guys, awkward moment. I really have to use the restroom, drank too much at dinner. So I'm going to ask you to continue filling some space, and I'll be back in a minute.
All right, Wendy, I need you to do an impromptu poem. I'm going to grab some whiskey real quick, and I'll be back, all right?
A poem.
A poem.
So... So I really don't know what to talk about, guys, because my 2 co-hosts kind of like just took off and left. And unfortunately, I can't see. Well, maybe I can see what you guys are talking about on YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the link and see if I can pull some comments and stuff up. And then, oh, wait. Okay. So Noah is killing it. Yes. Wendy, because what she said, it may not work for everyone, but if it works for you, okay. I can draw 5 lines from anywhere and be like, oh my God, up or down. Well, very good for you, Gordon. Or is that Gordon? No, that's Bouncing Muffin. $14 goes a long way on the dollar menu. Yes, it does. When I'm on vacation, I like to go to McDonald's and have their coffee and delicious stuff from their dollar menu, like their yogurt and whatnot. What else? Okay, charts, Elliott wave could crash through. A fib level eliminating a wave. What happens there? I don't know what would happen. I don't use Elliott waves. Okay, we're back.
Oh, you want to hear
much
my?
Better. I'm feeling greatly relieved at the moment.
I wrote a poem about voting at home. If you guys want to, about my voting day experience, if you want to hear it.
No, I'd really rather not. Thanks.
Not really.
Really?
You voted at home. That's awesome.
Yeah, but I really want to give you guys my poem.
All right, I suppose we can take
okay, you know what?
Interlude.
I'll give you my poem about driving Chipotle home.
You eat at Chipotle?
What?
Oh, yeah, I love Chipotle. All right, ready?
Are you guys serious?
What does that have to do with voting? I'm
You guys
really
are
confused
serious
right now.
about eating Chipotle?
No. I wrote a poem about driving my Chipotle home. Here, I'll give it to you. It's real quick. Chicken, rice, salsa, cheese. You beside me is such a tease. Flour tortilla, guacamole. I can't take it, holy moly. 5 more minutes until we're there. These hunger pangs I cannot bear. You won't tell if in the car I take a bite, or is that too far? Okay, I'll stop, El Burrito, but when we're home, you're finito. Thank you.
All right, and the result of that poem is -1 points to Noah. So we are currently sitting at 2-1 still.
What the hell?
Yeah. So Chipotle is like, it's a chain of food. So do you guys have legit Mexican restaurants where you're at?
Yes, there's Mexican people everywhere.
Well, that has nothing to do with it. I'm just asking if there's authentic Mexican foods where you're at.
Not like in Southern California.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, they don't have taco shops and shit like you guys do.
Not to that degree.
So that's a market where you guys are at.
I just like Chipotle because it's cheap, it's fresh ingredients, it's local ingredients, and it's like $6.50 for a burrito. So we're not reinventing the wheel here, but it's good. I mean, for what it is.
All right, back on topic. This one's going to be another fun question. Not crypto specific related, but you guys know each other, fairly well. You've had some exchanges online a couple times, met each other in person. So this one we're keeping short and objectively the worst opinion held by your opponent. Noah gets the start on this one.
Wait, you cut out.
I said, what is the worst opinion that Wendy holds?
Oh,
you have 1 minute on this one. Begin.
the worst opinion that Wendy holds?
Yes.
It's easy. She says that grass is not a fruit. Here's the deal.
What?
You go back and watch my podcast with her when I graciously allowed her to come on my podcast and spend time. Okay? And get her brand out there. She had like 12 followers then. Now she's got 20K. All right? So that's the kind of guy I am, first off. Okay? And then she said, yeah, anything with, I think we're talking about cucumbers or something, or she said, anything with seeds is a fruit. And I said, oh, well, what about grass, smart ass? Is that a fruit? And she said, no, that's not a fruit. But I said, anything with seeds is a fruit, you just said. And she said, yeah, that's right. And so we've been arguing ever since. And it's been a very big point of contention in our friendship that we can't get over. Is she said, if the underlying theory is that anything with seeds is a fruit, then grass should be a fruit, correct?
And that is time. All right, I just have a real quick question. I just want to know briefly the turn of events that happened that you guys came to be talking about cucumbers on a crypto podcast.
Well, because we were talking
how does
about
that come up in conversation? I just want to know.
But we were actually talking about avocados as well, because we were talking about, and tomatoes, because tomatoes are considered fruits because they have seeds.
Right. And that's related to the price of tea in China and Bitcoin currently because anyway, Wendy, what is the worst opinion that Noah holds? And don't rehash the
I do want to talk about that. I do.
She can.
All right, well, you have a minute. Begin. You have a minute. It better be good.
I actually Googled, is grass a fruit? And it says here, corn seed is a grain because it is a dry seed of a grass species. So when Noah's talking about that grass is a fruit because it has a seed, that is totally inaccurate because it's actually a different species than a fruit. So that is probably the opinion of Noah's that I don't care for the most. And also, too, he doesn't like olive on pizza. And olive on pizza is absolutely delicious, especially paired with pineapple. And the reason why I think that it is a delicious opinion is because I like it. And we're all entitled to having different tastes and likes and whatnot. So I'm done because I'm nice.
All right. Gotcha. All right. That one. Oh,
wait, I got a minute to respond, don't I?
No, that was a 1 minute. That was a 1 minute bonus round. You guys each got a minute.
Oh, great, Wendy. I'll catch you on the next one in 6 months.
All right. That one's tough. These are all tough. I think
I presented actual real evidence from Google though.
No, because I said that if that's your opinion, I caught you in a lie.
You guys don't have time. No more arguing at the moment. You get to argue on the next topic. Come on. Let's respect the rules of the
horse shit.
Whatever this is. So Wendy's point was well researched, very very well researched. Even if she did just read verbatim off of Google that she typed as
you didn't even check her source
arguing. That's irrelevant. I already told you I can't read to begin with. So I think this one's going to go to Wendy.
I knew you were going to give it to her. There's no way you're going to put her in a 4-1 lead or hole.
Well, you already lost a point, so it's actually 2-2 now.
No, it's 3-2. Come on.
No, it's 2-2.
Stop it.
That poem was that bad. No.
That poem was where it's at. It's 3-2.
Do you write poems in your free time?
Yes.
You do?
I feel like they just need to go on Twitter.
My dream when I'm done with crypto is to have a compendium of 200 stupid poems and call it like poetry for morons and have it be like a toilet book.
Okay.
That's weird flex, but okay.
Would you read poetry for morons?
No.
How many times do I have to tell you?
But would your grandpa read poetry for morons?
No.
I don't think so.
Would your Uncle Randy read poetry for morons?
If I had an uncle named Randy, I don't think I'd want to talk to him.
Here's the thing: we all have an Uncle Randy, whether they know it or not. All right, go ahead.
All right. Anyway, on that note, so this one's back to crypto, and you guys get a full 3 minutes, and then a minute each after that. Let's see, who started us off on the last one?
Wendy's up.
Wendy's up.
I'm up.
Okay. And this one's a good one, actually. I think you guys are going to be excited about this. So
We'll be the judge of that, sir.
you know what? Shh. It's not your turn to talk.
Talk.
All right. So this one is, what is the best way to encourage mass adoption, in your opinion? You have 3 minutes. Begin.
Okay, so I have been doing a lot of transferring funds back and forth, and the current system that we have absolutely sucks, like very, very badly. It took me like an hour to transfer funds from my ledger to an exchange and all that kind of stuff. So in order for us to, for mass adoption to occur, there's many things. One of the things is that we need to make it easier to move our cryptocurrency around, regardless if it be Bitcoin, Ethereum, or your shitcoins, whatever it is, we need to make it easier. There has to be an easier solution. I know we have Edge Wallet and other things like that, that are, and other companies that are trying to make things easier, but really at the end of the day, it's hard, it's complicated. If you make one mistake, there's nobody that you can call. So right now, as far as moving money back and forth, there's nobody like my mom, grandpa, or any family member. They're not going to want to actually use cryptocurrency as for money to purchase things, because it's so hard to transfer back and forth. So there's that reason. And then another reason is a lot of the projects that we have need to actually be scalable. Until we actually have companies that are able to create products that people are using the blockchain that they don't know they're using, then that's when I personally believe this adoption will happen. And I like credit cards and with internet, do you guys know how that stuff works? Because I don't know how it works. I don't even know I know basics on how the blockchain works, but I don't know. I couldn't like really explain like all the bones about it. So once we're able to actually send payments effectively, super fast, and people don't know they're using the blockchain, that's when I think mass adoption will occur. We do have a lot of use cases now, but a lot of these projects are still focusing on scalability. So once that occurs, then I think that mass adoption will also happen. And another way that I like to talk about mass adoption or talk about crypto when I'm talking to people, I ask them what they do for work. And I talk to them how cryptocurrency can improve their job at work and make their life easy. And until we have pretty much seamless abilities of doing that for all aspects, then that's when mass adoption will happen. And I don't think I have anything else to say about that.
All right. 45 seconds left. I think you actually filled that one out more than the rest of these have been. Yeah, Noah, you have 3 minutes. Go.
Okay. So I have three things. First off, ease of use. You have to not know that you're using it, right? Because as Wendy said before, it's really difficult to use it. If I want to plug in my Trezor and I want to send money to somebody, I have to get their freaking address. I have to remember my PIN to my Trezor. I have to open up the app if I'm using a ledger, for instance. Like 2FA is involved most of the time. And it's, as she said, there's no real customer support. So it has to be really easy to use, it has to be reliable, and you have to not know that you're using it, right? With that, interoperability. So you need this to talk to that, right? And that to talk to this, and anything to be able to talk to anything, so that these chains can work together, and that will add to ease of use. But also the next big point, incentives. You need to incentivize. You need to eliminate the middlemen. If you're an Uber driver right now, you're paying like 40 to 50% or off the top, 30 to 40%, something like that, off the top to Uber, right? And that's where these decentralized distributed systems really can come in, is that they can eliminate that for Uber drivers, for what's that thing called where you stay in people's houses, Airbnb, shit like that. So there's a big cut off the top. These people don't have to pay anymore. Like if it's a really easy app and it's decentralized, and I pay my tokens to you to pick my ass up and take me to the airport, and then you don't have to pay it to anybody, like that's gigantic. And think about small businesses with merchant services on like credit card payments, right? So anytime that you go into a small business, a good rate for a merchant service, for a credit card processor, is like 2 to 2.2% with Square. So Square's getting like over 2% of revenue into these businesses just off a normal credit card swipe. If you can eliminate that, let's say with Litecoin, right? Somebody sent $99 million of Litecoin for like $7 or something like that. Okay. And just scale that down. Then, you know, that 2% of revenue is to these small businesses, or if people are paying with Litecoin with a really easy to use terminal like NPXS might have, PundyX, that will put more money in the small business's pocket. It then makes sense. Not only that, but fraudulent transactions, once it's spent, it's spent. You can't just take it back, right? Whereas I can call a credit card company and say, hey, that was a fraudulent transaction. And the small business is out the money and the inventory on that sale. So there's some real advantages there for small businesses. And then think about fiat, right? When fiat fails, I think the average of a fiat currency over time is like 150 years, something like that. When government, which if you guys don't know, fiat is Latin for by decree, which means that the government is just saying, hey, this is worth something. And they're printing something that's useless because we're not on the gold standard anymore. So it's just fucking paper, basically. And so when that fails, like you're seeing in Zimbabwe and Venezuela, then what the hell do you have? You have Bitcoin, you have Dash down there, which is killing it. And then you make these much easier to use. Take Stellar Lumens, who's trying to bank the unbanked. Go fucking days.
We got to pretend that there's still some rules to this. No, but yeah. I like what you're saying there. And you guys are going to get another minute each. I had something I was going to say, but I forget what it is. So, Wendy, I'm going to give you a minute.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so a lot of the stuff Noah said, I also am a firm believer in it. But at the end of the day, because our market is so new, we have a lot of brand new companies that are coming to the space, which I think is awesome. And I support everybody, especially the young entrepreneurs of cryptocurrency, because they're taking a risk. But also we have so many companies. Eventually there's going to have to be like a couple that dominate, like Visa and MasterCard and Discover. Because right now we have so many different companies. Who are the masses going to trust? Like if everybody wants, what do we have? We have like 2,000 coins on CoinMarketCap. If everybody wants to use a different coin to do the same thing, to send a P2P transaction, it's not going to work. We need to have, unfortunately, we're going to have to, a lot of these projects are going to die, and we're going to need to have a couple that are reliable in order for mass adoption to really work. Because like at the end of the day, you can't send Dash to somebody that has a XLM wallet or whatnot. We're just not there yet. Maybe if that technology is available to where you can, I guess, atomic swap any type of cryptocurrency.
That was time.
Okay.
All right. And Noah.
Another thing is Lightning Network, okay? Like Lightning Network is going to be huge because once it's fully implemented, because it's going to allow for cross-chain atomic swaps, okay? Bitcoin is also going to have inherent privacy. So I can buy something where I can hold Bitcoin that can operate as a store of value, and then I can use Litecoin as a silver to Bitcoin's gold more as my currency at a push of a button. I get a cross-chain atomic swap from some of my Bitcoin to the amount that I need in Litecoin. I pay for it. It's 4 times faster. It's 4 times cheaper, and then I can do so anonymously if I so choose, and then I can send it back to Litecoin to hold it. Okay, so that takes care of like 95% of the decentralized applications out there. However, all that is interoperability, which is what I said earlier, which goes into ease of use. So I don't necessarily think that we need 2 to 3 conglomerates or anything like that. I think that the decentralization will work as long as these applications or these dApps can talk to each other, and that the currencies can work together like you can with Bitcoin and Litecoin and Vertcoin and all these other coins that can actually talk to each other through stuff like Lightning Network. So the code's going to speak.
All right. Yeah, you guys both brought up some really good points. I think definitely the ease of use is a huge issue right now. Because most of the people, like the demographic, if you look at who's actually involved in cryptocurrency right now, it is like the younger people, the people that are tech savvy, that grew up with iPhones, or at least when they were early teenagers or whatever. And they're the people that are willing to take risks and get on board with new technologies first, right? And I think, although we still have a lot of work to do to reach the other people, our age who are not into crypto already, I think it's going to be much easier, and that ease of use aspect is really going to be the key to attracting the older generations and to long-term sustainability. Because eventually, if it just stays this cumbersome, eventually people are going to go why? So, but both of you kind of brought that up and made some really good points there. This round, I'm going to have to give to Noah. Tons of strong arguments. Sorry, Wendy.
God, this is very biased, you guys. I'm just kidding.
It only hurts because we're keeping score, but we're both winners.
It only hurts.
imagine this is like whose line is it anyways? You know, the points don't matter.
Points don't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Now you know Noah's gonna rub it in your face and brag later if he wins anyway. But
That's fine.
But the points don't matter. So yeah. I have one last non-crypto related. It's not even a question. It's just fun. It's just good old-fashioned fun. And I'm not scoring this one. So
no, you have to score. I'm not going to do it.
All right.
You have to, because I'm like so behind.
All right. Well, may
I'm
God
up
have
by
mercy on
2.
your
Make
soul.
this one worth 3.
You want this one worth 3? All right, let's do it. This one is worth 3.
Here's my olive branch to you, Wendy.
Okay.
Right. But it's still not going on pizza.
Okay.
No, olives are not going on pizza.
All right. So I believe, Noah, it's your turn for this one. This is a 1 minute. You have 1 minute to roast your opponent as you see fit. And your timer begins now.
No.
Nah, dude, come on. We're not doing that. Come on.
No,
No?
this is horrible. No,
No,
we can't
Absolutely
do this
not.
No?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, that was a flop.
How about
all right,
we
well-
reverse roast our
one. Okay, we could do that.
Roast yourself. Roast yourself the worst way possible.
You want me
All
to
right.
roast myself? Oh, I can do that. Start the timer.
No.
Wendy, are you okay with this or no?
I try to be very positive about stuff, but yeah, we'll go. I'll do my best to roast myself, I guess.
You want to do this? All right.
Yeah,
Well, this one.
I got this. I'll do it. All
right. If you're comfortable with it. All right, Noah, you begin. You have 1 minute.
I am a pathetic excuse of a human being for a human being. I am 5'8" on a tall day. Okay. If I zoom in, I got a crooked ass tooth right there. I look like a troll, right? Everybody tells me I got the Nazi nose of the century, and I do because it points in like that. But then it's also broken over here to the side. Like I literally look like a Christmas elf troll, like the one that Santa said, "Get the hell out of here! You're scaring the kids." Right? That's me. I smell terrible sometimes. I fart a lot. It's really fucking embarrassing. And I talk too much. I'm the loudest guy in the room. And you got the short, fat, pale white guy walking in the room and talking the loudest and talking all fast and shit. And it's just embarrassing. I'm an embarrassment of a human being. And it is what it is. I mean, and I'm sorry. But it's me.
All right. We're gonna amend this so that after this you get another minute to say nice things about the other person. How's that?
Okay, yeah, I think that's
All right.
important.
All right, Wendy. As soon as I can figure out how my timer works, you have a minute to roast yourself.
Okay, tell me when to go.
Go.
Okay, so I'm probably the most awkward and annoying person ever in the world. My husband tells me that all the time. Sometimes I just say random things that don't make sense. I actually do have a fake tooth in the front right here that I broke when I was like a kid. So I have that. I do have a really weird shaped nose, and I'm not always happy with my facial features or the way I look. Sometimes I'm actually
do you want to swap that tooth with Noah's tooth?
I do.
It might work
anything.
out better for both of you guys.
You interrupted my head though.
I'm sorry.
Okay. What else? I don't smell bad.
I don't smell bad either, actually. I was just
I don't smell bad, but sometimes I get confused, and sometimes I think so fast that my thoughts can't come out correctly. And what else? Yeah.
That was your time. All right. that was probably that probably could have been a better question for that. All right, Noah, you have 1 minute to be as nice to Wendy as possible. Begin.
I'm not trying to be nice. I'm trying to be real, okay? Wendy, you are a powerful woman, and I'm proud of you because you shared your story on my podcast, and you told me where you've been at in the past and everything, and where you're at now. It's a remarkable story. You're working your ass off. You have a kid. I have dogs, and that's hard enough, let alone having a kid, and you're going to college, and you're chasing your dreams, and you're building a freaking brand, and starting to get in consulting and everything. And it's really impressive where just in a few months' time that I've known you, where you've gotten to now, and where you're going. I think everybody can obviously see that you're going to be a superstar if you're not already. Everybody loves you at the conferences and everything. You're a bright little ray of sunshine to have around, joke around with, and tweet shit at sometimes. So I appreciate you. I think you're a great person, and I look forward to seeing where you go in the future. I think it's going to be the moon.
Aw, thank you so much. That was really sweet.
Do not compliment me. I can't handle it.
I will.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Look how
Wendy,
big
I
this
expect
alien head is. It's gonna get even bigger.
Well, okay. So tell me when to start.
you have 1 minute beginning.
Okay,
Now.
so Noah, even though you're a big pain in the ass, you're actually a very, very nice person. You have dogs, which is also a really nice quality and trait. You do know a lot about trading, which is really awesome. I know you probably don't post a lot of that stuff, but the amount of knowledge that you have is really impressive. And to the fact that you're able to actually be a full-time trader and provide for yourself and your family just trading, that is extremely impressive because it's hard. It's very, very hard. And a lot of people don't get enough credit as they deserve for that. And I don't think a lot of people understand how hard it is. So I have a huge amount of respect for you. Every time I've talked to you, yes, you've busted my balls, but you're a very nice person. And I can tell that you do have a good heart at the end of the day. And I want to always encourage you to bust my balls because I am a low-key shit poster that a lot of people don't know about. But as I try to be very professional. But thank you for being you. Thank you for being nice to me. And thank you for being nice and joking with other members of the community. And I'm glad to have you here, and I'm excited to remain friends with you, just as long as.
That was time. And I'm excited to remain friends with you just as long as.
Just as long as you're not a jerk.
And shower regularly. No, here's the thing: is that like if I'm not busting somebody's balls, I'm the youngest of 7, so
Okay.
I'm a little troll. But if I'm not busting your balls, then I don't care to even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna say I don't like you if I'm not busting your balls, but if I'm not, like, if I'm busting your balls, it's just because I like you and then we're having a good time, and I'm just, it's my way of saying hi, basically.
That makes me feel a lot better because now I've got to be like on the top. There was like top 3 list of people.
What? You're number 1, baby.
Oh, my heart. You can't see it in the webcam.
This is turning into like a
My
really
heart.
big contest. It's really sweet.
And you lit up my life. Did I stop the show there?
Yeah, yeah. In one way or another, yeah.
You guys want like some Bette Midler?
I like Bette Midler. Did you sing "The Wind Beneath My Wings"? Is that her?
Don't encourage him.
You're my hero. Boom, 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 boom. You're everything I like to be. Dun,
All right,
dun, 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 dun. Did I ever tell you?
Before
you're
Noah
my
gets launched into a
hero?
full scale concert,
Almost done.
All right.
Beneath my wings.
That was actually.
I'm just kidding.
That was actually not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was okay.
Came from the heart.
I would give it a solid 3 out of 5.
Solid D+.
Well, all right. So last thing I thought. To the people watching this, Noah, you're the one that's got the comments in front of you. Let's give them a second to see, if they had any questions or anything they want you to expand on, specifically in like the crypto related things. If you guys had any questions or wanted or wanted to hear a little bit more about their opinions on something, fire it off in the comments, and Noah, if you'll read those off to us.
Yeah. One thing that I saw, Michael Austin said, does anybody consider capital gains taxes and moving from crypto to crypto when deciding a good exit and profit margin?
That's a good question.
Just set your profits aside, like 30% of your profits, something like that. And talk to, look, none of us are going to give tax advice. Like, you got to talk to somebody.
You have to talk to somebody that knows what they're doing, especially, it also depends what state you're in, because I know all states are different.
Yeah. Quick note for that. I think you guys met her too, but at the conference in Chicago, it's Crypto Tax Girl on Twitter. Really knows her stuff. So if you guys have tax questions, she loves taxes. That's kind of her thing. She's great. Check her out. I think her handle's at Crypto Tax Girl.
It is. So, it is.
Yeah.
Are you impressed with Daddy's upside down Blender node technology? I'm so impressed.
Oh, what was it? Say that again.
Somebody said, Eric Porter said, are you impressed with Daddy's upside down Blender node technology? He's making fun of the proprietary technology.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the company Daddy, because I actually sat down with, I know the gentleman's name, but I'm not going to say his name, but I sat down with someone from the team, and they have a really cool node that they're releasing to a select amount of people. So I thought it was really cool because it's basically you plug it into your computer and it just runs, and you can kind of host your own internet, kind of, sort of. It's really cool.
That's just the Raspberry Pi, right, David?
I think that's what they're referring to. Yeah, I think it's run on. I mean, I don't know anything about the software. I don't know anything about the project as a whole.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, there's like
cool.
a meme floating around because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was being serious though, because I actually did see their product. It was really cool. It was like in this glass like container. It's like probably like this big, and like you literally plug it into your computer and it like mines Daddy for you. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. I think that is what it is. It's basically just a Raspberry Pi computer that they put in a jar, but
Okay.
but which in and of itself is simple enough. But I don't know what kind of software or anything they're running on it. So it could be a really cool project. I think the public backlash on it is mostly because I think it was put out by Pamela Page, and somebody asked her a question about it, and she had no idea like what a Raspberry Pi was or how it worked or anything. Which isn't really her fault, but it was kind of funny. So.
Crypto Mentor 99 wants to know: does Wendy have a YouTube channel? Wendy, plug that shit.
Hell yes. My YouTube channel is at Crypto Wendy O. And if you guys can please subscribe and support me, I would appreciate it. That's how I'm making majority of my money now. So please subscribe. And even if you don't watch my stuff, just please subscribe and support me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go get it. And I'm going to put it in the chat.
Do it.
And get it. But yeah, please support me. I work really hard. I have had a YouTube channel since I want to say the beginning of June, and I've put out over 70 videos already.
She's killing it.
That's a lot of videos.
Yes, and I'm going to be on Friday. I'm going to be interviewing somebody who sat on the SEC advisory board, and I'm going to be asking them some questions.
Nice.
I interviewed a California lawmaker, and we talked about what they're doing to advance cryptocurrency and blockchain in California. And I was actually surprised with a lot of the stuff he was saying. I'm going to have Shooter Jennings on my show whenever he's done.
What?
Yeah, he's actually a huge crypto enthusiast. Very, very, very big.
But
that's
good
sweet
for you.
Huh?
Good for you.
Thanks. Yeah, he's going to come on and talk. I've had attorneys on my show. Yes, I do a lot of sponsored content as well, and I do charts, but I do have really cool people that come on every once in a while. So.
And every once in a while, she has weirdos like us.
Yeah. Well, you guys I actually had a lot of fun tonight. I was having a really bad day, and I was like, I'm going to do this. We're going to do this and have fun. So I appreciate you guys. Even though I'm losing, it's okay. I am okay with losing because I'll do better next time.
I don't remember the score. I thought you won because the last one was worth 3 points and you won. So you won.
No, totally won. That's okay.
Okay. Somebody asked. Let me find it. It was a good question. Something about David, can you expand on the mechanical trade?
Yeah, so the mechanical trade was something that he's got a long user tag. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I'll find it. His name's James. Sorry, give me a second. It's a buddy of mine. He runs an awesome Twitch live trading stream, and it's actually up 24/7. I think there's 8 of them that run it. It's great stuff.
Who does it?
One of the guys I was talking to is at James2Bright. He's not a big Twitter personality. Not a lot of people know about him. Super great trader though. Very, very skilled. Knows his stuff really, really well. Great dude. But he was talking to me about the mechanical trade, which is basically like anytime you see resistance breached and then followed by an ABC corrective pattern. At the completion of the C, it's an automatic long. It's a mechanical trade. Every time that happens, it's a long. Because that's the end of the correction, and he does incorporate elements of sorry, I'm having a mind fart here. He does incorporate elements of Elliott wave theory into his trading. He does a great job with it. Really knows stuff. I'd check it out. I don't have the Twitch link, otherwise I would give it to you guys. But yeah, at James the number 2 Bright Brite on Twitter. Cool dude, check him out. So, but that's the mechanical trade. I think they call it mechanical just because it's if this condition happens, you're going to take this trade. That's all there is to it. So,
cool. Thank you for expanding on that. Last one that we have. Brandon wants to know, Crypto Wendy, did you interview Hampton Brandon yet?
No. Who is that? Should I know who it is?
I don't know, but it came from somebody named Brandon. So Brandon H. So I'm guessing that's Brandon Hampton Brandon. Oh, good job, buddy. Good on you.
Is that him?
Is Brandon H. asked, have you interviewed Hampton Brandon yet? So yeah, it's him. I'm
Okay.
guessing.
I don't think- if they have something they want to talk about, like if they have like experience doing like a particular thing, then yeah, I like to have on attorneys and lawmakers and different, people that do different things in the space. And if anybody is hosts local meetups near them, if you guys need help promoting that at all, I'm always willing to retweet and do stuff like that to help the community out, because I do a lot of that where I am. So if you guys need help with that, or I'll definitely help.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I ran a poll the other day about. I live in Cincinnati. I was thinking about trying to get like a local meetup. I know we got some people down in Louisville. I know we got some people in Cincinnati. I know a bunch of the people in Cincinnati actually already that I've met up with offline. They're all super cool people. But apparently there's like still another like 7 or 8 people that are from Cincinnati that I haven't met up with yet. So and plenty of interest on the poll. So I think I might do that here in the next month or so. But
Wendy, have you? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Did you meet Professor Tanya Evans at Voice of Blockchain?
I don't think so. I might have, but I don't think so. I might have. I don't know. I met this is horrible. When I go to these conferences, I meet so many people and I take pictures with so many people. I am very, very bad at names.
She's she's a professor, a doctor's professor, whatever, at University of New Hampshire, I believe.
Okay.
But she was walking around there. And you should. I'll send you her link to her Twitter. You need to talk to her. She is an amazing woman.
Okay. Yeah, I actually interviewed. I can definitely interview her, but I interviewed the co-founder of Horizon. I can't remember his name, but it's on my YouTube channel. But he's freaking awesome. He has got his doctorate in like economics or something, and he's just like stupid smart, so smart. And it was really fun to interview him because he actually talks about Bitcoin and crypto in his classes, his economics classes.
Nice. Awesome. So you guys have anything else?
I think that's about it. I think the debate is concluded. And
Noah,
thank you folks for...
Congratulations, Noah.
Wendy, 1 by 1. Congrats, Wendy.
All right, I'll send certificates to both of you saying you won and not tell either.
I just want a participation trophy so I can light it on fire.
Are you guys going to Chainwise?
I don't know what that is.
It's Crypto Crow's convention. It's going to be in Ohio. It's going to be at Shriners. Tickets are $20.
Where at in Ohio?
At Shriners, Cincinnati, Ohio, I think. I don't know. I'm going to be speaking there.
If it's Cincinnati and before I leave next year, then yes. If not, then
February 6th and 7th, I believe.
You said February?
Yeah.
I might be able to make it. I might.
I'll be there.
But yeah, the tickets are only $20.
I will be there.
And I'm going to be speaking on TA. I'm going to do like probably to do a little course like I do out here. So
awesome. All right. So yeah, folks, if you're in Cincinnati area,
so I'll be
cool
there.
stuff coming up.
Yeah,
awesome.
Tickets are $20. Everybody on Twitter is like salty AF that they didn't get to go to the conference and ticket prices are so expensive. But Crypto Crow is having a legit conference, like a 3-day conference or 2-day conference, and tickets are $20. And he's having a bunch of different speakers, a lot of really awesome people that are going to be there.
Sweet.
All
Look
right.
forward to it. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I think on the we're streaming this on the Crypto Critics channel. I think we're probably going to try to hold some more kind of events like this where we just get people on, talk about some crypto related stuff, talk about some unrelated stuff, and tune in for more of that. I don't have a schedule or any real solid ideas for that at the moment.
All right,
but they'll come.
Thank you for having me on, guys. I had a lot of fun.
One love.
Glad to have
Thank you.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.